Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Highness, Sheikh Musa bin Nasir, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to join you today to attend this important event organized by Silatec on empowering youth, transforming societies. I would like to begin by congratulating Silatec, its patron and founder, Her Highness Sheikh Musa bin Nasir. We congratulate you and your team today on 10 years of working to spread opportunities to youth and women across the Middle East and Africa. We are grateful for the services and the support you've been rendering to our people. We are cognizant of the work you are doing around the globe, and more notably in my own country, Somalia. We are particularly grateful for the partnership we've built together in the last 6 years, which has generated jobs, improved the lives of thousands of our citizens, and more importantly, inspired hope. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's theme is telling. I come from the Muslim world and the sub-Saharan Africa, where the majority of the people are the youth. 70% of our population are people under the age of 30 years. The abundance of the youth can be viewed both positively and negatively. Equipped with entrepreneurial skills and opportunities, the youth can be the backbone of economic growth. Unemployed and destitute, the youth can be a cause for instability and conflict. Today, I want to focus on the potential and the possibility of the youth in states, economies, and societies. In the history of my own country, as the name of the nationalist movement party reveals, the Somali Youth League, the youth were at the center of the independence movement and the post-colonial state-building process. It was the efforts of the youth of that era that gave us the legacy of being the first democrats in Africa. It is only in our recent history and under the misguided leadership of older generations that the energy and potential of our youth was utilized for clanism and extremist agenda. It is my argument today that revival of Somalia's glorious past and its future depends on its youthful population. It is therefore the responsibility of our generation to help our youth reclaim their hard-earned heritage and give them the opportunity to reshape our nation and their destiny. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today, the prospects of our nation are immense and within reach. And in order for us to create opportunities for our youth, it was necessary for us to begin by undertaking far-reaching state reforms. Reforms that are inclusive, based on fair mechanisms, and cater to our people's hopes and aspirations. We therefore impact on an agenda through 4 distinct roadmaps, namely inclusive politics, security and justice, economic recovery, and social and human development roadmap. By structuring our work, we have been able to function more efficiently, coordinate better, and to allocate our resources to Somali priorities. At this critical juncture of our state-building process, the greatest opportunity for Somali's youth is undoubtedly in the process of democratization. As we speak today, we are adopting a new electoral model that will enable a system of one person, one vote, which will pave the way for multi-party democracy. New power sharing mechanisms, review of our constitution, and resource sharing mechanisms are almost at the completion stage. As a result of these reforms, the hope of our youth can be seen in their renewed involvement and increased political participation and political debate that are shaping in our country. The youth also need to find their space in the economic sphere, as we are in the process of establishing the Somali governance and regulatory framework of our economy that will serve as the foundation of our development and youth-centered economic growth policies. We are therefore nearing completion in the development on sound public financial management systems, employment policies, poverty reduction strategy, investment policy, anti-corruption laws, and most importantly, re-engagement with international financial institutions. Our close working relationship with the IMF and the World Bank and the achievements we've made in our reforms in just 2 years is a testimony to the commitment we've made to reform our nation. The prospects of re-engaging with the IFIs are so strong that, in fact, pre-arrears clearance and debt relief for our nation is within reach. Investments made by organizations like Celatec is supporting these reforms. We are also undertaking massive initiatives to reform our public sector at large, focusing on unprecedented security sector reform and civil sector reform. We're taking bold and strategic decisions to give our youth an opportunity to take up leadership roles in both these critical sectors. The formation of a new institution with the youth at the helm will not only empower them but also lay the foundation for healthy state-society relations. Just think about it. With 70% of our population being youth, every policy devised, every company established, every sector invested in, every job created is an investment in the youth in our country. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, while the agenda I have laid out will have an impact on the growth and future of our nation, the question I would like the audience to further debate are how can we ensure that the investment we are making does not strengthen the power and the position of the few elite, but rather give an opportunity to the majority, who are youth. We further ask you the question on how can we change the prevailing narrative that aided the elite and sustained the war economy in fragile states like Somalia. We further ask what kind of innovative policy instruments can post-conflict societies utilize to combat the root causes of terrorism and extremism. Your Highness, ladies and gentlemen, based on the steps we've taken and the experience we've gained in over the past 2 years, our holistic approach in fighting extremism and terrorism is yielding results. It means it needs a holistic approach in fighting terrorism by investing youth. That can be seen through the positive economic growth, social mobilization, far-reaching security sector reform, and provision of services, including job creation that benefits the youth. But most importantly, the visible hope and political participation by the youth is the greatest indicator. Your Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, The Somali model, if fully supported and invested in, will provide lasting solutions for our country as it is Somali envisioned based on the contextual realities on the ground. This model can also become a shining example that can be replicated elsewhere. It is therefore my hope that all of you here today would become advocates for a new narrative to empower youth and transform societies. Let us best utilize the most valuable resource available in the most complex nations, the youth. Thank you.